Okay, I would think this is it. Everybody has a handout. Matthias is delivering them. You should see the same thing I have now on the screen. This will be a challenge. Oh, people, it's good if you start, you should take it out of the sleeve and then it's easier to see if you can do it. So, thanks for coming. Everything you need to know about UX design is learning how to see. That's all you need. It's very, very simple. But you need to see what's behind the front. You need to see things others don't. Just imagine you are blind, right? If you are blind and you have to learn all the area around you, your apartment, you need to say, oh, I have to go 5 steps there, or was it 4 or 5 and then there are stairs? Oh, it's very hard. You have to learn all your environment. But once you see, you don't have to learn anything anymore. You just see and say, oh, even if the environment is changing, oh, you can adapt to it easily, right? And also, you cannot just apply seeing in your apartment once you started seeing your apartment. You can also apply seeing out the window. You can see the streets, the trees, you can see the sky, the clouds, the stars. It's all about seeing. Once you see, you don't have to learn anything. You don't need a university degree to learn that. What I show you today, you literally can learn it in 1 hour. So I gave you all the handouts and detailed descriptions how to see a crystal clear 3D image with your bare eyes without any 3D glasses or anything. So you have now time for the rest of the day, right, to figure this out. Shakib needs a handout, a special one. And the most important thing is, if you want to see it, it's gone. If you try to focus on something, it's gone. It's not a male thing, it's more like a female attitude thing. Let it come to you. So it's pretty hard, but once you see it, it's very, very easy. You see it immediately and with different images. If you didn't get any handouts, or if you don't want to download the presentation, I also put it as a keynote because I have video examples, a PDF, and also stereograms, and it's called a stereogram, what you have right now. You can download it over here, and it's also recorded. Matthias is recording it. He's the only UX designer I know in the APEX environment, and this will become probably a Netflix special. So I also will, if the recording is working, I also will cut it and put it in the folder so you can download the whole show. But now you can focus again on the stage. A little bit about my person. I'm doing APEX almost for 20 years now. I would say I was definitely the first one in Germany, probably in whole Europe. I was still with Oracle when APEX was not a real product. People know me as the founder of APEX World, and also I had this podcast going on for 7 years, APEX Press, a lot of valuable content there. And I'm also the guy with the stickers. So I brought stickers. So if you need one, just find me throughout the day. And here's the special deal. I also have 50 golden stickers. But nothing is for free. If you can come to me with your handout and you can prove it to me that you see what's behind this picture, if you see the 3D image behind it, you get a golden sticker for free. You have the whole day to do that.
You can do it now?
You can do it now, but if you can prove it to me, I hand it out to you after the show. What am I going to do for a living besides APEX development is UX design. I think I do 90% UX design. And like I said, UX design is not just confined to software development. Once you see it, you can see it everywhere, and you can apply it to slides, to a blog post, to a product, a service, a whole company. Once you see what's right or wrong, what's missing, what's too much, you see it everywhere. And this is what I do. And if you want to challenge me, I'm happy to comply. Just send me anything. People send me their applications, make a small video, and you don't have to explain anything to me in detail because it's not, I don't have to learn your application. I'm just look at it and I can tell you immediately what can be improved, and you get back a video by myself. So, what did we learn so far? First, you don't have to have a university degree. It's very easy. You just need to learn how to see. And this is what you can do right now, within this hour or for the rest of the day. Second, UX design can be applied to everything and not just software. Very important. And if you learn that, and since you can apply it to everywhere, you can raise your business value by a magnitude. So this time I was not exaggerating. People say, oh, Jürgen is always exaggerating, right? Don't take it seriously. This time, take me seriously. It's really working. I have 3 chapters. Let's figure out what is UX design. I also rather want to call it CX design for customer experience design, because UX use is more confined to software, but mostly your customer to a service, to a company, to a product. So it's the same thing. It's the same word basically, but we stick for user experience in this presentation. Design is not how it looks, but how it works. Who said this? Anybody? Steve Jobs, the most famous UX designer on the planet. I would like to take it even one step further and say design is also not how it works, but how it makes you feel. Because at the end of the day, you are left with a feeling about a product, a software, a service, and you like it or you don't. It's like you go to a fancy restaurant, like we did yesterday, and then I asked Matthias and said, hey, how did you like your meal? And he said, not that great. And if I ask him, what exactly didn't you like? He said, I don't know. I just didn't like it, period. And what I do, I take the medicine. I expose myself to your medicine, to your product, to your service, to your presentation, and then I have the same feeling everybody else has. All the other customers. But the only difference, I can tell you exactly why. There was too much salt, too less pepper, the soup was not hot enough, right? And then it's totally on you if you want to change it. I also created this term medical UX design. Don't look it up, it's not a thing. I created it. What does this mean? If you start to look into UX design, you pretty soon end up with user stories. Check and chill, check 75, a retiree, chill, 17, young girl. They have different goals in life, different opinions and different likes and dislikes, and they want something different from a web page, from a new vacation page. Of course, this is not what I'm talking about. This is already out in the world. I'm going one step deeper. What do they have all in common? They have the same bones, the same muscles, the same blood, the same nerve system, the same brain. Not the content of the brain, but the functionality, the hardware of the brain is the same. They have different thoughts, different education, whatnot, and also the same psyche. Psyche is also a hardware thing, more or less. We are all afraid of something, maybe different things. I'm afraid of other things like maybe you do, and we're all excited about something, but we are all excited or afraid or jealous. We all have the same feelings, triggered by different things. So, and the thing is, once you're down to this level, to a math level, to a medicine level, there are no likes and dislikes and opinions anymore. If you see this image, it is covered with beer cans. Now people will say, I don't like beer. I'm a wine drinker, right? And other people will say, there shouldn't be alcohol in the world. Alcohol is the root of all the evil, fundamentalist. And another one says, there shouldn't be cans in the world, right? They are responsible for all the climate warming, right? You can't discuss with people on this level, right? They already have their opinions. No need to discuss with them. But once they see what's behind this picture, everybody sees exactly the same thing, crystal clear, pixel perfect. No discussions anymore. Let me prove it to you. Anybody who read this in this order exactly it was supposed to? Anybody? So we have a lot of different people, different genders, at least two, and different ages, different opinions, but we all work the same, right? You don't have to make a photo, you can download the whole presentation and PDFs. So now let's figure out if you're in the right room. Can you be a UX designer? Who can move a button in APEX from A to B on any position and give it a different color? Who can make that technically? Who is able to do this technically? I would say 90% of you. The other one are too lazy to raise their hand. Next checkbox. Who can create a dynamic action and show hide a region? If you, let's say, select something from a select list and suddenly a region shows up. Who can do this with a dynamic action in APEX? Well, great, dynamic action is awesome, love it. Okay, 2 out of 2. Now it's getting a little bit harder. Who has anybody in this world who loves somebody? Who loves anybody? Like your child, your spouse, your grandparent, anybody. Okay, we're a little bit down. We have Sunil, I know, okay. Well, you can be honest, right? If you haven't found, I mean, cars are not counting, guys, right? It has to be a living being. Okay, if you say, yeah, that's all true for me, then you already have the skill to be a UX designer. Why? UX is crazy easy. It's really, really easy. Let me show it to you. Often you mix up, you hear, oh, UX design, is this not something like with UI? And is this not the same thing? It's something visual? No, it's not. UI is crazy hard. It's rocket science, literally. UI designers are geniuses. I'm not, trust me. So, who knows Max Verstappen? Who knows the name Max Verstappen? Boys, I want to see all your hands. Max Verstappen, ladies, it's fine if you don't know this guy. Let me give you a hint. The Formula 1 champion of the Oracle Red Bull racing team. Who knows the guy who can dismantle this Red Bull powertrain Formula 1 engine and bring it back together? That's very important. Finding bugs, maybe improve it. Who knows the name of the guy? Golden sticker. Golden sticker plus 100 euros. Who knows the name of the guy? We don't know. Nobody does. But he's a genius. Right? It's very, very hard to do that. We can all get a Formula 1 car around a racetrack. Maybe not at full speed, definitely not at full speed, but maybe half speed, maybe even less. But we can manage it and we can learn it in a week, right? But nobody of us could ever dismantle this engine and bring it back together. Nobody of us could ever understand the universal theme, less code, crazy complicated, but this guy over here, Tim and Shakib, these are the guys. And we just using their components and make something out of it, right? It's very easy for us to drive a car, very easy for us to use these components, but we cannot build them. It's like, it's easy to play a guitar, to learn how to play a guitar, compared to build it from scratch. Nobody can do that, not in this room. So, and UX design is not just visual thing, it's the whole experience. Because if you suck at any of this stage, people hate the whole thing. So we all have applications, and probably they don't focus on the onboarding process. How do I get a role for this application? Right? You just focus on your application. If this sucks, people already hate your application before they even invoked it. Right? The other thing, performance. Performance is 50% of UX design. And just imagine, you click and it's there within a second. Click there, click there, click there. Okay, it's easy to keep the attention, right? Click there. Oh, it's very easy. Okay, let's put it to 2 seconds. Click there, click there. Maybe you feel I already hold my breath a little bit. I already have to put some stress to focus and to keep my attention alive. So it's not a little bit more, it's even 10 times more compared to within a second. So you put a lot of stress onto the user if you have a page loading time of 2 seconds. And then also you start with a new page, with a new application, and the user is completely overwhelmed. But there is a help, he can read a manual. Much too late. He already hates your application, he's already under stress. Right? You should give him the help before he needs it. Or, if possible, design it that he doesn't even need it. Also for support. Right? He finds a bug and he reports it to, hopefully, a ticket system. And hopefully, he gets an answer immediately that you received the ticket, you talk to the customer, right? You deal with him. If you don't get an answer for 2 years, like with some ideas app, not saying anything, this is a real bad customer experience. And people hate your product. Your software can be great, but if any of this sucks, people hate your product. So user experience is everything. A user experience is not just UI or front end, anything. The good news is you don't have to be an expert of any of this. You don't have to be a DBA or don't have to be a guy who can do SQL tuning, right? You just have to take care. You don't have to be great. It's very easy on every level. And it's very easy to succeed because everybody else sucks. Nobody cares. I can prove it to you. Give me any web page and I can prove it to you. Nobody cares about the users. So what did we learn so far? Users have a feeling, but they don't know what they like and dislike. They don't know why they like something and they dislike something. And if you go down to medical UX design, you are beyond of likes, dislikes, and opinions. And UX design is easy, trust me. I'm not smart. I'm a regular citizen, I would say a very high-skilled citizen developer. I have a business administration degree. I'm not an IT guy, but I'm doing APEX for 20 years, right? On a very high citizen developer level. I'm not a coder. And I'm not very smart, and I'm still very successful with APEX. So UX design is really easy. Chapter 2, let's find out about UX design in software. Now we're focusing on software. Most important thing, the human is in the center of everything for UX design. Not the software, we don't care about the software, we care about our users, our customers. You make software for people, do you? So you're not making software for machines, not yet. So if you're all experts in software development, otherwise you wouldn't be here. I'm 100% sure you're all great with software development. Maybe much better than I am. But you need to understand both. You need to understand both sides of the equation. Software and the user, right? You know one half already perfectly. Now, figure out how can we learn about the users and the people. Well, guess what? You are all people. You are all users. Just imagine you have to finish your expense report Friday evening, right? You come from a conference like this, have 50 receipts, and you have to finish your expense report. Your wife is already calling and say, are you coming late again for dinner? Oh, no, I just have to finish my expense report. I will be home soon. And there's a new software. Woo, great. So how do you feel? You invoke the software and you are stressed. You're in a hurry, you want to go home. And you are afraid that you don't get it because it's completely new. And then there is this new colleague, right? He's crazy smart and he's crazy fast. And you are afraid that other people think you're stupid. Maybe you think your boss don't like you and he's in the room and he's watching you. You are always under stress. Trust me, guys. Your users are always under stress. You develop this software. You're working with this software for 24/7, for 5 years. You know them in and out. Your users are working with your software maybe once a month. And they basically start from scratch every time. Right? And they're always under pressure. They always think, oh, maybe I do something wrong. So this is the basic situation. And that's a good thing. Why? Because they are easy to please. Just imagine to please a guy with a dessert who already had a 5-course meal. Very hard. But a guy who is starving, and you see that he's starving, and you offer him anything to eat, he will love you for that. So it's very easy to please users. Let's figure out how a user is actually processing your page. The mind is working like a rendering engine, like a browser rendering engine. You don't even realize that. You do this automatically, unconsciously. So you scan your page from top to bottom and from left to right, automatically. And then you try to figure out, oh, where is the structure? Remember, we are all afraid, we're all anxious, we're under stress, we want to go home, and where is the beef, right? Where is the content? Oh, is it there? No. And then you're afraid, and then you say, okay, this is the report. Okay, this is the data I should look at, and okay, all the other things I can ignore. Right? This is the situation a user is doing automatically without even knowing, everybody, including you. What did we learn so far in this chapter? Humans are in the center of UX design, not software. You are all software developers already. You don't have to learn that anymore. A user is always under pressure, in a hurry, under stress. And remember that your mind is working like a rendering engine, top to bottom, left to right. That's all you need to know. Now, only examples. And since we are at an APEX conference, I have APEX only examples. If I check any page, so I do this for a living, people sending me the application, where is Dimitri? And then this is how your page looks to me. Well, all the functionality is there, right? Everything is there. All the ingredients are there, great nutrition value, great functionality, great features, and amazing what this application can do, what this page can do. Yeah? True? What I do first is, well, let's separate things. Let's focus on the content. Let's focus on the beef. And then bring some kind of a hierarchy into it. Right? What's important, what's not so important. And I design a page like that, to that. Same ingredients, exact same thing, put a little love into it, into the details, and I promise you, this tastes 10 times better and you pay 10 times more. You're willing to pay 10 times more for that. Same ingredients, same costs. I didn't change anything from the functionality at all. And what I also do, I hope my speaker is working. My big one failed. I'm designing with my ears. I check your page, like with the stereogram, I lose my focus and then I'm listening. How loud is the page? How much am I distracted from other things which are not important? And this is how a regular page sounds. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of navigation going on. You have this left side navigation menu, you have the left navigation bar on top, you have a breadcrumb menu where you can click, and a lot of regions and buttons and whatnot. Everything is everywhere. What do? I get rid of everything that's not necessary to see for you right now. And then I bring a hierarchy into it. So what is the most important thing? What is the second important thing? And then if you look for help, what is the third important thing? And the same thing sounds like that after that. Easy for your ears to process. We have, remember the first notes, they were all single notes. And now you hear them all together, and this is even less stressful. Yes, because you have the hierarchy and you get rid of what you don't need right now. And literally, I'm designing pages like that. Let's apply it to an APEX page. This is what you get when you are creating an APEX page from a wizard. Okay, let's apply our new skill. Please do this all with me. You can learn it right now. Take the chance. You focus in this area. Do we see that? Yes. We focus in the middle, like with the stereogram. And then you don't read any of the numbers. You just focus, not focusing, you just look at the middle, and then you calm down inside of you, calm down. Don't think anymore, don't feel anything. And now you start listening to your ears. And now I see that my eyes are distracted. They always want to go up to this navigation bar. Why? Because it's blue. And color is the most loudest UI element on a page. So I want to focus on the report, but I say, oh, I want to go up to the navigation bar. No, don't. Focus, stress for the user, right? And is it, but it's important. No, it's not important. It's simply wrong that it's blue. It's not important. It's just an arbitrary color. Same thing. If you focus in the middle and you hear the noise from the left side, this dark area, because remember you scan from top to bottom, left to right. This is what your brain automatically is doing. And then you have this noise and you also get distracted from the top and from the left, and this puts a lot of stress to the user, and this is why your user doesn't like your application, and he don't even realize it. Why? And if you want to change columns, right? A column is defined with a border. You want to change columns, you go from there. What are you doing unconsciously? You go up to the heading, go one to the left, you find a new heading, and then you try to figure out where is the column. And then you say, well, the column is more on the left. So why is the heading then centered? I have no idea. It's simply wrong. Okay. Now, again, we focus all in the middle. Let's do this all together. Let's focus all in the middle. Calm down. Look at this area. And wait. Calm down. Listen to your ears. Feel how you get distracted from this navigation bar, from this left side navigation menu. And now we switch. Listen to your ears. Ooh. No fan anymore. Completely quiet. It's so easy to focus on the content. Nothing is distracting anymore, nothing at all. And switching columns, very easy. You go up, go left, yeah, the heading starts exactly where the column starts. Right? Is it hard? You all can do that. It's technically not hard to do that. You just need to understand your user, how the user is feeling, and how on a medical design level, how your user is processing your page, and get rid of the stress. Make him feel relieved. Let me show you more principles. A very important principle, I would say 90% of the time I get rid of stuff of your page. So we are working in software projects for many years, and now we come up with a new feature, with a new page, and we are all excited about it and say, yeah, new feature, finally. And your business people also, right? They work with your application for years now, every day. And they say, yeah, we love it. Let's deploy it to our customers. They will love it. Yeah. And this is what they see. What? Completely overwhelmed. Right? Completely overwhelmed. And that's the reason why you need to put yourself in the shoes of your customers. See it how your user is seeing, and you wouldn't do that, right? Another example. Many of our pages are interactive reports with a filter area. Problem, filter area takes a lot of real estate and is distracting from the content. Then you say, oh, we have a show height region. Yes, this is what people do. They open it once and they never close it. They rather scroll their ass off instead of closing it again and fiddling to this little arrow. It's not happening. So I came up with the idea and say, well, why not hovering over the title of the region and open it automatically? You can filter something, you leave it with the mouse and it closes automatically. And if you want to have it permanently, you just have the regular functionality and click on the show height region. Let me show it to you. So you hover over the region, it opens, you filter, everything's fine. You get out of the region and you have the whole real estate and no distraction. Right? You double check, yeah, it's still there, and you can even open it permanently. Another example, dashboard. Now you see this is a single page application. There's only one page. Page 0 and then a real page. Page 10, 2 pages. Page 0, page 10. You see 10% of the information right now. 90% of the information is hidden. But it is shown in the second you look for it, you need it. Let me show it to you. So we have this nice cards, KPI cards, and what can we do? We hover over the cards and they open automatically. So more information. So you can pin a card and then you find on the left side percentages and you can drill down. Nice fancy tree solution. And you can also open all cards at once if you want. All hidden information. You can flip around a card and find additional information on the back side. You can hover over something, have a tooltip, find additional information. You have links to modal dialogues to have additional information. You even have a right side region for additional information. You can even turn around the whole region and have more regions on the back side. And in the region you can switch content and you can even turn around this region. And you don't have just charts there, you can also have reports on the back side. And if it is all too much for you, no problem. It's very easy functionality to check it off for you on a permanent basis, on a user basis, right? You say, that's too much, let's hide what I personally don't need. And in the final version, you can even move around the regions and can resize them the way you want. So hide all the information you don't need. People really love this solution. Another example, another principle, bring the user back where he started. We all know maybe this app. I really love it. Great app, great functionality. So when I started to do this for the very first time, I was very excited. Remember, Shakib? I pushed you a little bit, I would say, to bring this life. And yeah, my first idea. Yeah, finally. Hey, and I can copy and paste even screenshots into it. And I can add text above, below. Amazing. And a nice design, redwood design, and mobile friendly and whatnot. I loved it. And then I submitted my idea and, oh, it didn't work, right? Oh, I have to add another comment to it? Really? Oh, no, I don't believe it. Oh, maybe I have to click this arrow, this voting thing, I don't know. Let me try. No, it's not clicking. Or maybe this checkbox, this is submitting it finally. No. Random idea? No, I don't want to see a random idea. I don't want to share it. Oh, if I go back, do I lose it? Do I have finally submitted it or not? Okay, let's click on the pencil. Oh, I can edit it and delete it. Oh, I'm completely lost. Okay, let's go back and hope it's still there. Remember, I'm a user, first-time user, full under stress. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it worked. You can save all this stress. Just bring me back over here and highlight my new idea. Problem solved. Was my very first feedback on this app. No reaction yet. Bad customer experience. This remember? And if you have a customer experience, you start to hate the whole app because of something little like that. Easy to fix, easy to fix. Another example, don't leave the user alone. So when we have a new page in an app, we automatically offer the user help before he even needs it. Because if he sees a new page and he sees new items and new icons and buttons and he doesn't know what's behind it, he's already gets stressed again, has this tension. And if he needs to look for help, it's already too late. Because he already feels stupid. Right? And we just take him by the hand and say, okay, come on, this is a new page. Look, we use this thing called Intro.js. It's a plugin. Pluggy developed it for us. I don't know if it's on APEX World, but Dimitri has also a similar thing in his plugin. So you just, whenever the user comes to a page, he automatically gets the main important new features. We explain it to him. 3, 4 explanations. This is new, everything else is self-explanatory, so you don't need to. And he says, well, great, thank you for that. User loves that. Very, very easy to do. Very important thing, gamification. Have fun. Your users are people. Right? Work is often boring, and remember, they are always stressed, and it's the greatest relief if there is some fun in the life, right? Who doesn't like to love? So, another example. This is an AOP offline download, asynchronously. Our users like to download 500,000 records into Excel in 10 different sheets with macros and whatnot. Crazy Excel, but fine, AOP can do that. Here's the AOP guy. He made it possible. We didn't make, our SQL statement just took 5 minutes to even produce the result. And then AOP took another 10 minutes. Now AOP is taking 5 minutes for 500,000 records. But we don't want to keep the user waiting for 10 minutes and show him the loading indicator. So we created it asynchronously, offline. And what did we do? So look at this icon over here. When he clicks this icon, what's happened? The icon flies into this inbox and he gets automatically a notification that says, hey, your report is in progress. You can keep on working. Forget about it. We take care of it, right? We take care of your problems. That's the right attitude. And then he'll work somewhere else and he already forgot it. And 10 minutes later, hey, your report is finished. And then the batch icon and it bubbles up and shows, hey, there's a new report. Fine, I can click on it and can download it. People love it, and since then we have a lot of offline downloads for whatever reason. So this is the Tweetmaster 9001 from Carsten Charsky. He created this for us for APEX World. This is our job. We are going through all the APEX suite and filter out the spam. And well, and we have a competition going on. It's Maxime and me, and who is retweeting the most relevant, the most APEX suite. And this is what keeps us working, really, seriously. We do this for 7 years now, more than 7 years. It's getting boring, trust me, it's getting really boring. But my motivation is to beat Maxime. And we put some fun in it. So if we retweet something, we get a reward for that. Yes, cash register. Yeah, we get the sound. Yeah, have more. And then I go to the stats. The next thing I go to the stats and say, okay, what is my day and what is my overall value? Very close. It's a very tight race between me and Maxime. This is what keeps me working. This is what is fun. You can do that, right? Maybe not in a business application, but the other example, just make it nice to work with it. So, let me show you a couple of basic principles that can improve your user experience by a magnitude. It's not just a little bit. It's like, remember, it's like, I love it or, oh, I hate it. It's very seldom something in between. People love it or they hate it. There are 7 technical rules. Maybe there are more, but I would say 7 technical main rules. So the first one, only show what's absolutely necessary, hide everything else, hide the additional information. I showed the example with that. No color if it doesn't have any semantic meaning. I mean, don't make a blue navigation bar. Why? What is blue meaning? If you use red in your application, it is an error. If you use yellow, it has to be a warning. If you use green, it's a thumbs up, right? Everything it has to be a semantic meaning, or don't use it. Another thing is use 2 colors, primary and secondary color. The primary color is the hot button, and the secondary color is a link button. It should be bluish, right? Because we all learned links are blue. But don't make everything blue because you can click on it. Navigation bar, people know they can click on a navigation bar. They also know that they can click on a menu. Don't make this blue, but make just the thing blue where people don't know, oh, I can click on this customer ID and then get something, right? Another important rule, support the next popular step with the hot button, with the hot color. So you go to a new page, you should know how to get back to relieve the stress, and you should also immediately see out of the 3-5 buttons what is 99.9% the next step, the apply, the next, the submit button. And then you feel comfortable. Oh, I know how to get out and I know how to get to the next room, right? I'm fine with that. Never leave the user alone. Whenever you hover over something, give him a hover effect. When you can click something, give him this finger. It's automatically, but if you have a tooltip, give him this little question mark over the cursor. If he clicks something, show him a loading indicator. Don't say, oh, I clicked and, oh, it didn't happen, it didn't work. Panic, stress. And then you say, yeah, you can see it in the tab, right? The browser is loading. Really? You don't care. And your user is hating you for that. And he's right. Performance is your friend. We talked about that. Very, very important principle. And don't make me think. Don't invent something. Don't say, oh, I created this icon because I thought. Don't. Because only you understand it. Nobody else on the planet. I found this recently on the application builder. If you overwrite something in the static files, this is what you get. Is this an error? I cannot overwrite anything because red is an error, right? We learned that. No, it's not. I'm overwriting my static files, my CSS, my JavaScript all the time. It shouldn't even be yellow in my opinion, but definitely not red. And what exactly is this thing here? I have no idea. Don't make me think. I also have 3 so-called mindset rules. So these are all technical stuff, but this is not enough. Remember, it's not just enough the prerequisites. You also need to love somebody. The mindset rule. You need to have a certain mindset to become a UX designer. Make your application visually boring in order to serve your customer. Don't try to show off what you can do and make it fancy. Look what I can do, new filter region and complicated search bar, and this is new in Apex, I can do this, colorful, great. No, don't. Be at service for your customer. Strive for perfection, very important. If you clean up something, you immediately see something else which is annoying. You clean up this, and suddenly you reach a level of perfection and it feels completely different. It's from, oh, yeah, okay, I can understand it, to amazing. If everything is perfect, you feel something completely different. But most important rule, you need to love your customer. If you don't do that, don't even start. And I would love to see in the footer of Apex, not just build with love using Oracle Apex. The most important thing is missing. Build with love for who? For our users. This is the most important part. And the user doesn't care what software system you use, right? He doesn't care. And we do this, Matthias and I, we do this all the time, and we get crazy feedback. We literally got standing ovations for a dashboard, a different one, even an older one, right? People stand up and say, oh, that's embarrassing. We get thank you cards from our users from all over the world. Seriously, I can show it to you. And we got a mail like, oh, I fell in love with your application. Really? Your application is a wonder. Really? People love applications? No, they don't. But what they love is that there is somebody on the other side who feels my pain, who sees me, and who serves me instead of himself and showing off. So, what did we learn today? We can apply UX, CX design to everything. It's technically very easy, but you need to love anything, anybody. Just imagine you build the application for somebody you love and problem solved. Guys, the world needs UX designers. We're at the end of Matrix 1, right? We see all the structure has broken up, we see all the corruptions, and now we need people who take care of people. We need not just, we see the old machine thinking is gone. We need passionate people who care about other people. And let me end this presentation with a close friend of mine, very close friend of mine, kindred spirit, and my best customer. We did presentations together and he was already perfect. And I could improve it just a little bit and he went nuts about it. Because if you put a lot of effort into it and there's somebody say, oh, we can do this, oh my goodness. Let me show how it feels if you are a real user experience designer in your heart, if you really want to serve for somebody else. 2 minutes of the first podcast I did with him. Just listen.
I hate to say it. I'm a bit handcuffed to my iPhone. I sleep with my iPhone, sorry. But I've gotten calls at 3:00 in the morning and we wanted to be used for real stuff. And that just goes with the territory, right? We can't say, well, this is what we wanted, but we didn't want to be used for mission critical things. Well, I get calls for mission critical things and that's fine. If I can, take 5 minutes of my time and save another Oracle employee from spending 8 hours of their time solving something, that's complete shareholder value right there, right? So it's if I can get them up and running, it's a small investment of my time, and they're happy and they like Apex and they forge ahead, and so I try to be as helpful as I can to people. If it's just a short 5-minute investment of my time, it's everybody wins. We love the passion and enthusiasm of the Apex community. It's really been this way for years. People are just really passionate about this, and they are our biggest champions. It's really customer success that drives us. I mentioned earlier how really everybody on this team, they have no egos. They aren't out to claim, the glory for themselves. This is going to sound again almost synthetic by me saying this, but when we have enabled somebody to be the hero, they're the hero at work, using the stuff that we've produced. Honestly, that is our satisfaction. If we have somehow taken someone and made them just really passionate and successful, and they're the superhero at work, and they love the Oracle database, and everything runs great. And these are the people who come up to us at these conferences and our user group, right? They're just very passionate about this because they've been the superhero.
This is the passion you need to have. This is the attitude if you want to become a UX designer. And let me finish with this most famous quote, making customers rock stars. That's all you need. You all have the technical skill. All what's missing is put yourself in a different perspective of your users. Thank you.